helping people to relax, ground, and reconnect with nature and each other through beautiful and fun flower workshops. And what better time to do that than for Valentine's Day? So from the Roaming Petal, Erica Holland is with us. Sorry, my hands are freezing cold.
It's okay.
How are you? Welcome.
I'm good. Thank you for having me.
Welcome back. This is perfect. It's a perfect keeping it local for this time of year. Before we dive into the do's and do nots, the Roaming Petal, you literally go around and help share your love of flowers, don't you?
Yeah, so we're roaming because we roam all around. So my whole concept is that we want to help people have more fun, relax, be creative, and learn to create arrangements for themselves or their loved ones by bringing it to them. So we come into their homes, offices, event spaces, doing all different kinds of public workshops, private classes, online classes, so that everyone can enjoy flowers, especially this time of year, but all year round.
Because I'm one of those people, like, I know what I like, and then I'll go and order something, and I'll be like, you know, and so, like you say, it is easier maybe than one thinks. I mean, where do we begin? Because I wouldn't know the first thing.
Yeah, and it gets overwhelming too. Like if you go into a grocery store, right, or you go to like a flower bar and you're like, I don't know what to pick. I don't know what to put together. So that's what our classes are all about, helping you kind of work through that process. So I'm going to show you a little bit today with some of kind of the stuff that we use similar in some of our classes, but you can do this with any flowers. It doesn't have to be these exact ones. So what the first thing you always want to start with is your greenery. Everyone always goes for the really pretty big focal flowers, right? Your roses, your daisies, your sunflowers, but greenery is actually the most important step because it provides structure and support for your arrangement.
No kidding.
So if you ever put your flowers, you know, in your vase, they just kind of flop. They need some structure and support. So greenery, cheapest step, easiest step. You can honestly forage it outside if you don't want to buy any at the store, but it's always important to have some greenery. So we have some leather leaf here today. I'm going to give you this. You're going to create our lovely bouquet. So we're going to create it on this beautiful piece of paper here. So you're going to place the greenery right down on there, and we're going to bring it just a little bit lower down. So the paper is going to be there to protect all of our blooms. So when we wrap it up, it's going to look nice and protected and beautiful. So greenery is always first. We're using a leather leaf, but you can use any kind of greenery that you like. The second item that people always leave out is texture. Okay, so this is called.
And I always hear that in design. I'm like, I don't really know what that means.
Right, shape, color, texture, size. So texture is something that I say doesn't look like a traditional flower. It has lots of little bits and bops, so it's kind of like fluffy and fun. Baby's breath is the most common one that you'll see. This is limonium. You can use chamomile. You can use a wax flower. You can use a berry. Anything that doesn't look like a normal flower, it looks more fun. It's going to be a good texture.
Add the fun.
Yeah, so you always want those two elements. So you're going to add that just right on top there, kind of layering those two on top of each other. So that's kind of your base and background. Then we get to go to the fun flowers. So I'm going to give you one of these. And I'm going to take one. And first we're going to take off just these leaves. Go for it. Just rip them off. So we never want leaves on there because they're actually going to cause bacteria in our water, which will kill our flowers a lot faster. They also die a lot faster. So we don't need them on there. No leaves. Yeah, I'm going to have you place that. Yep, just right at an angle there. Beautiful. Then we're going to take one of our roses. We're going to do the same thing. Just take off those leaves on there. Now I want to give some care tips to roses because a lot of people are going to be probably picking up roses and you want to know if your rose is fresh. Right? So the easiest way to tell if your rose is fresh is if you just give it a little squeeze at the bottom here, right? If it feels nice and firm and not mushy like a marshmallow, that's good. That means it's nice. That means it's nice and fresh. So that's really good to know when you're picking up your roses from the store, wherever it might be. You also want to take off some of these outer petals. If your florist hasn't already done it for you, you'll notice they might look a little green, right? Or a little bit more curly. These are called guard petals. They're not bad petals. They're just there to protect your rose while it's growing on its beautiful bush. If you leave those on, all those layers inside will actually never open up fully for you. So you want to always take off a few of those petals.
How do I know I'm not taking too many?
You can't harm a rose by taking off its petals, I promise. So just don't go crazy and, you know, I love me not, whatever it is, right? Don't go too crazy, but about 2 or 3, and you really want to prune them every few days so that they keep opening up all those layers inside.
So this is an ongoing process. This isn't just, got it.
Every few days. So you're going to place that right in the middle there, right next to, your mom. And then I'm going to take this lovely little carnation and I'm going to place it right in an angle there. So this is kind of on an
texture, different color.
And this is called a spray. So it has lots of little flowers coming off of one big stem. A good element to add in there. So you always kind of want 2 focals, a spray element, your texture, and your greenery. If you follow that rule, no matter what flowers they are, it's always going to look beautiful.
Okay, so this is amazing. I want to make sure I get it this in because of time purposes. How to keep the roses alive, though. So you've been gifted roses. You're feeling love for Valentine's Day. So what do we need to do? Same kind of concept?
Take those off. Fresh cut, clean water is going to keep all your flowers alive the longest. You want to cut them and change the water every 1 to 2 days. That's really what makes them last the absolute longest. They need a fresh cut because, like our own skin, right, it scabs up. So if you don't give it a fresh cut, even if you change change the water. They won't last you nice and long.
Okay, and then we just do a little wrap.
Yeah,
We're out
and then
of
you can add
time.
as many flowers as you want. You do a little wrap with that twine there,
Look at us
make
go.
a nice little bow, and yeah, you have a beautiful bouquet that you can gift or give to yourself.
There we go. Happy Valentine's Day and our Keeping It Local. Great to see you again, Erica.
Yeah.
Of course, we're sharing information because I know you have a ton of workshops.
Yeah.
You'll go anywhere. You will help people the way you just helped me and helped our Morning Blend viewers. And of course, there's a special offer too. So go check out the roamingpetal.com for more.